Okay, so have you ever thought about, you know, like starting your own online school?
Oh, yeah.
Teaching stuff that you're actually interested in and making a good living from it, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's kind of like the dream, right?
Yeah.
And that's what this AI live school builder is promising. And today we're going to deep dive into this whole thing, see what it's all about.
I'm really curious about this one.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's definitely one of the more interesting products we've seen in a while. So it's all about like making it super simple to launch an online school.
Right.
And it says it uses AI to do pretty much everything, like even creating the lessons and then finding the students to take your courses.
Yeah, the whole online education thing is just booming right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And if this can really simplify it, like they're saying that could be huge.
Well, it could be really, really big.
Yeah.
So they say you can like get a school set up in less than a minute, and then you can, customize it with courses that you make, put your own content in there. And then they have this thing, it's called the Automated Student Finder.
Okay.
And that's supposed to find you thousands of students every day.
No kidding.
Yeah. So like just automatically enrolling people in your school. I mean, can you imagine?
That's a lot of students. Where are they even coming from?
That's one of the big questions, right? Like where are all these people?
Yeah.
But if it works, like they're saying,
Right.
I mean, you could have a massive online school in like no time.
It'd be wild.
It'd be absolutely wild. So let's break this down a little bit.
Okay.
They're talking about AI teachers for over 20 different subjects.
Oh, wow.
So you got your, the basics like math, science, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then it goes into like coding and business and health and wellness. I mean, they got a lot of stuff.
Wow. So it's not just like your typical, core subjects.
No, it's all over the place.
That's interesting. Makes you wonder how in-depth they can really go with that many subjects.
Right. Like how good can these AI teachers actually be?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Across so many different topics.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine they'd be experts in everything. So that's one of the things I'm kind of skeptical about. But they're saying that these AI teachers can give live classes. So they're like, interactive. They explain concepts. They can answer questions in real time. They even say they can lead like problem-solving sessions.
Really?
It's kind of mind-blowing if you think about it. I mean, it's like having a robot teacher.
I mean, it's amazing how far AI has come.
Oh, yeah.
But it's hard for me to imagine it replacing a real teacher entirely.
I know what you mean. Like a good teacher can really adapt to their students.
Mm-hmm.
They can figure out how each person learns best and give them that little extra help when they need it.
Exactly.
It's hard to see how an AI could do that same thing.
Right. And the emotional support, too.
Yeah, that's important.
A real teacher can connect with their students on an emotional level. Encourage them, help them through tough spots.
It's hard to imagine an AI doing that.
Right. So how much does all this cost?
Okay, so get this. They're advertising it for only $13.95.
Wow, that's cheap.
Yeah, it's way lower than a lot of other online school platforms.
Yeah, most of those charge monthly fees, right?
Yeah. So this is a one-time fee. That's it.
Almost makes it seem a little too good to be true.
Right.
What's the catch?
Yeah, exactly. Like, are there hidden costs we need to know about, or is there something they're not telling us?
Yeah. Are we getting what we pay for here?
Exactly.
Like, if it's so cheap, is the AI actually any good?
Right. Like, are they using cutting-edge AI, or is this some basic system they just threw together?
Yeah, good question. And what about ongoing costs?
Yeah.
Like server space and customer support, things like that.
Right. They don't really talk about that stuff. So we've got this software promising AI teachers, automated students, and a chance to, make some serious money.
And all for a ridiculously low price.
Yeah, but there's a lot of questions we need to answer before we could really say if this thing lives up to the hype.
Totally agree. We need to look beyond the marketing and get into the details.
All right, so let's dive into some of the potential problems with this AI live school builder that we saw mentioned in the material.
Sounds good.
And we'll try to figure out if those income claims they're making are actually legit.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. One thing I'm thinking about is like, if these students are just automatically enrolled, are they even going to want to learn?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, are they actually interested in these courses? Or are they just being signed up without any say in it?
Yeah, exactly. And if they're not engaged, if they're not asking questions or actually using the information.
Are they really learning anything?
How do you even measure that, That's true. And that's where a real teacher can make such a difference.
Right.
They can sense when students are getting bored or confused, and they can switch things up. They can make it more interesting, keep everyone involved.
Exactly. And they can tailor their approach, to different types of learners.
Right. Some people learn best by listening, some by doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to imagine an AI being that sensitive to everyone's needs.
So it makes you wonder, like, what kind of AI are they even using?
Yeah, what's under the hood here?
Is it like basic AI that just follows a script? Or is this something more advanced,
Mm-hmm.
like machine learning, that can actually adapt and, personalize the experience?
It's hard to say. The material we looked at doesn't really get into the technical details,
Yeah.
which is kind of a red flag for me, if they're not being transparent about how the AI works.
Right. Makes you wonder if they're trying to hide something.
Exactly. And, it could be that they're just using a one-size-fits-all approach to teaching, which we know doesn't work for everyone.
Okay, so what about this automated student finder thing?
Yeah, that's the big mystery, right?
They're throwing out these huge numbers, like thousands of students per day.
1,000 to 10,000, they say?
Yeah, but where are they finding these people?
Right. And how are they targeting them?
Are these students even interested in the subjects being offered?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they just getting bombarded with ads and signing up because they're curious?
Good point, because if they're not genuinely interested, they're probably not going to stick around.
Right, and then what happens,
Yeah, does the system just keep churning through students?
Is it sustainable, long term?
And ethically, is it right to just be signing people up without them really knowing what they're getting into?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It feels kind of manipulative,
Mm.
like they're just trying to boost their numbers.
And speaking of ethics, they mentioned this commercial license thing,
Yeah.
which means you can create and sell these AI-powered schools to other people.
Oh, wow. So you could like build a whole business around this.
Yeah, and that raises even more questions,
Like, who's really benefiting from this?
Is it the students? Are they getting a quality education?
Or is it just the people making and selling these systems?
Right. Are we prioritizing profits over actual learning?
Oh, what about the teachers?
Oh, yeah. If AI is doing everything from planning lessons to grading assignments.
What does that mean for the future of teaching?
Mm-hmm.
Are human teachers going to become obsolete?
That's a big question that goes way beyond this one product.
Yeah.
It's something we need to be thinking about as a society.
Like, what's the role of education in an AI-driven world?
Mm-hmm.
And how do we make sure everyone benefits from these advancements?
Yeah, it's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we use it.
Okay, so we've talked about some potential problems with this AI live school builder.
Right. We've got concerns about the quality of the AI.
The engagement of the students,
Mhm.
how they're getting those students in the first place.
And the whole ethical side of things.
But they're making some pretty big claims about how much money you can make with this.
Oh, yeah, they've got all these testimonials from people who are supposedly raking it in.
Thousands of dollars per month, they say.
But, we have to remember, those are just anecdotes.
Right.
They're probably cherry-picking the best results.
Like those weight loss ads you see.
Yeah.
They show you the person who lost a ton of weight, but they don't show you all the people who didn't.
It's all about marketing.
Yeah.
They
Right.
want to make it look as good as possible.
So we need to be realistic about this.
Absolutely.
Those income claims might be outliers.
Mhm.
They might not reflect the average experience.
And they don't really talk about the challenges of monetizing an online school.
Yeah, you've got to create good courses,
Mm-hmm.
market them effectively.
Provide support to your students.
Yeah, it's not as simple as just setting up a school and watching the money roll in.
No, it takes a lot of work, and there are costs involved.
Right. You've got to pay for marketing and technology and all that stuff.
And you've got to keep adapting to the market.
Yeah.
What's popular today might not be popular tomorrow.
So we've covered a lot of ground here with this AI Live School Builder.
Definitely a lot to think about.
It's a really interesting concept,
Mm-hmm.
but it's clear that there's a lot more to the story than what they're telling us in their marketing.
Absolutely. You got to dig deeper. You got to ask the tough questions.
And you got to be skeptical,
Yeah, don't just believe everything you see and hear.
especially when it sounds too good to be true.
Right. Because there's usually a catch.
If you're thinking about investing in this software, do your research. Look beyond the flashy promises.
Read reviews.
Talk to people who have actually used it.
Yeah, get the real story.
All right, so let's move on to something else. Now, I think we've spent enough time on this AI Live School Builder.
Okay, sounds good.
It feels like we're just scratching the surface here.
Yeah.
This AI Live School Builder thing has really got me thinking about like the bigger picture of AI in education.
Yeah, it's a huge topic, and it's changing so fast.
It really is. I mean, on one hand, you can see how AI could make education so much better.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, imagine AI tutors that can give students personalized help, or AI-powered platforms that adapt to how each person learns best.
That could be amazing, especially for students who need extra support or, learn differently from the traditional way.
Right, like some people are visual learners, some people are hands-on learners,
Exactly. An AI could tailor the experience to each individual student.
and it could free up teachers from all that tedious stuff like grading papers and, all the administrative work.
Oh, yeah, they could focus on the things that really matter,
Yeah, like mentoring students and fostering creativity.
helping them develop those critical thinking skills that are so important in today's world.
So it's not about replacing teachers altogether.
Right.
It's more about like reimagining their role.
Yeah, AI can be a tool to help teachers do their jobs even better.
But we have to be careful, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We can't just blindly embrace AI without thinking about the risks.
One of the biggest concerns is bias, you know?
Oh, yeah.
If the AI algorithms are trained on biased data, they can actually make things worse.
That's scary.
Yeah, they could end up perpetuating inequalities in education instead of fixing them.
So we need to make sure that these AI systems are designed and used in a way that's fair for everyone.
Absolutely. It has to benefit all students.
And we can't forget about the human element.
Right.
Education isn't just about information.
It's about connection,
Yeah.
empathy, social emotional learning.
Those are things that AI can't really replicate,
At least not yet.
right? There's something special about that teacher-student relationship.
Yeah, that human connection that can inspire and motivate in a way that AI just can't.
And we have to make sure that all students have access to the technology they need to succeed in this AI-driven world.
Absolutely. We can't leave anyone behind.
So AI in education, it's a bit of a double-edged sword.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential.
Yeah.
But we need to be cautious
We need to think critically about how we use it.
and make sure it's serving everyone.
Well, this deep dive has really given me a lot to think about.
Me too. It's a fascinating topic.
There are so many possibilities, but also so many challenges.
It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Thanks for sharing your insights with me.
My pleasure. I always enjoy these conversations.
And thanks to everyone listening for joining us on this deep dive into AI Live School Builder and the future of AI in education.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
We hope you found it informative and thought-provoking.
And maybe a little bit inspiring, too.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on this, so leave a comment below and let us know what you think.
Yeah, what role do you think AI should play in education?
And don't forget to check out our other deep dives, where we explore a whole range of interesting topics.
We've got lots of great stuff coming up.
So hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.